What's up, guys? My name is Spencer Turley, and this is a track review of 2015 Preston MX. So, quite the interesting track. It's a lot like a Loretta Lynch kind of track. If any of you guys notice that, it's got a lot of similarities to the just 2014-15 Loretta Lynn track. So pretty interesting. And I'm talking like the ground decal, the trees, the everything in the background looks pretty similar, but other than that, it's quite the different track overall. I definitely have to say that it's definitely a unique, totally different kind of track. It's got a lot of unique ruts. If that's one thing about this track, the ruts are amazing. They're so different in the fact that they actually feel like real ruts. They're not super smooth, like they're kind of inconsistent ruts, which is how real life is. They're, ruts in real life, they're not perfectly smooth. They're perfectly, this track, it's the ruts, you kind of really got to think about what you're doing when you're going into them. And some sections have like probably 7-8 ruts. So you have to go in a rut. You're forced to go in at least one of the ruts, and a lot of little sections here. So those sections are so much fun because it's like you really either just got to hammer it, or you got to kind of think about what you're hitting, and it makes you kind of think a lot too. So fun little jump right there, and this jump right here, you kind of jump, do a little 360 action and land it. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, there you go, boys. But no, it's right here's kind of one of those rut sections where it just kind of forces you to kind of go in a rut, which is so much fun. It totally raises that skill gap overall for the track itself. So that's always good. I'm always a big fan of super skillful, just unique section kind of tracks. So but yeah, the trees look good. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same trees from the Loretta Lynch track, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's, like I said, totally different track than Loretta Lynn's completely. It's just a totally different feel overall. So, but definitely a lot of fun, and just fun little triple type jump right there, and ruts right here, pretty cool. So, got to do a little triple here. I think you could actually probably quad that and then do like a double or something, but a couple little bit different options here and there. But overall, not like a ton of jump options on this track, which is, for a motocross track, it's not that big of a deal, because motocross is not so much about the jumps. It's more about the corners and stuff, and just kind of having jumps you're supposed to hit a certain way. Supercross is really more for the different rhythms and stuff. But yeah, I'm just a fan of the different kinds of jump rhythms and stuff like that. So this track, it's just kind of straightforward. You hit it like this, and that's how you're supposed to hit it. But it does have a lot of different actual lines that you can hit throughout the track, as far as like ruts and different just sections on the track. So that's definitely cool for sure. So all right, so let me play this back 45, get in some of this view. So as you can see, it's pretty much like the Loretta Lynn layout, but just like a different track on it, if that makes sense. It's just got a different track on Loretta Lynn's property. It's pretty much what it looks like. But anyways, definitely fun. This section right here is pretty tricky for sure. You gotta it gets pretty gnarly whoop roller type things going on there. So, but check out the ruts. You see how it's not like perfect consistent rut. It's like it's just tricky and pretty challenging, and I really like that about this track. So but yeah, just tons of fun, and the jumps aren't too crazy, so you definitely don't have to be worried about that. And there's a lot of little ruts like this where it really digs down into the ground a lot, so it kind of becomes more like a berm than a rut, but still cool for sure. And just the grass off the track and looks pretty good. It's kind of like dirt and grass look to it, so definitely cool. And yeah, just a really fun track. And there's another track that came out right about the time this track came out that looks very similar to this one as well. It's I can't remember the name of it, but I may end up doing a review on it too. But there's like 2 or 3 tracks that are very similar to Loretta Lynn's, just the overall look to them. And it's kind of weird how they all come out at like the same time. But anyways, I know when tracks kind of looks pretty similar to each other, but like I said, they look similar, but they're totally different in the way that they ride and everything. So, but yeah, gnarly ruts right there. Really love that section. Just, you either got to just kind of close your eyes and pin it and hope you don't get cross rutted, or just slow down completely and try to get in a rut. That's your choice. And for me, I just kind of kept my eyes closed and kept it pinned and hoped I didn't get caught up in a rut or something. So, but yeah, pretty fun jump right here. Whoa, getting out of camera there a little bit, jumping too high here, Spencer. But yeah, just really fun overall. Ground decal looks good. Definitely realistic ground decal overall. Off-track stuff looks pretty good, and yeah, just really fun track and interesting. You'll gain some increased on rut skill if you ride on this track, and yeah, so pretty fun overall. Jumps, nothing too crazy. That's probably the least of your worries is the jumps on this track. The biggest thing is like the ruts and some of these kind of off-camber sections might throw you off guard a little bit. So, but good for practice for sure. And fun little hip jump right here. You kind of got to jump up over to the next jump, and of course I cased it. So this is actually my first time ever even on this second half of the track here. So that's why I OJ'd this little double right here. Didn't really know how far to jump it, but somehow didn't actually, I don't think I actually fell off the bike right there, but got close to it anyways. So but really fun, cool track overall, and just if you're a fan of the Loretta Lynch track, this is definitely a track for you, because they're pretty similar, but different in the way they ride, but similar in the way they look. But overall, just really cool track. And so I'm going to say, I'm going to give it a 9 overall, and I'm going to say the difficulty is, I'm going to say it's hard, because some of these ruts are very tricky and very, you gotta really think about where you're going and what you're hitting. So yeah, so hard difficulty. So anyways, I appreciate all you guys watching these videos, and I'll keep on making them. Thanks, guys.